James Creedon on the other side of our studio. Good to see you, sir.
I'm not going to bounce now just to defy you, anyway.
Starting with French politics, always one of the most bouncy subjects we do here, of course. And as ever, there's controversy over the vote in Parliament, enshrining anti-terror measures into the Constitution. This means a state of alert prolonged, and the idea of that, of course, becoming very much part and parcel now of French constitutional thought. It sounds boring, but there are big implications.
Yeah, well, a number of votes this week, crucial votes. It's a very touchy issue, the Constitution being reformed for what many in the opposition say could have just been a parliamentary bill, and maybe even that parliamentary bill wasn't necessary. A lot of people saying the state of emergency has been abused by the authorities. Very few anti-terror sort of cases have emerged from some 2,500 police raids that have come about because of the powers extended by this state of emergency. In any case, it's all very controversial. So you would think that MPs would want to turn up and have their say on a very controversial piece of constitutional reform, except 448 of them decided not to vote. So that's about three quarters.
You can see the gaps on the benches, can't you, in that picture? Look at that.
This photo shows it a bit better, although I think that's a stock image.
But scandalous.
This one was taken by an MP actually during the vote, saying, where are the rest of them?
Well, that is scandalous, isn't it?
It is scandalous, and a lot of people have on social media been saying, hold on a minute, where were the 441 MPs? Did they have swimming lessons, or was it time for a drink? While one of the most important votes of their mandate was on the table, and we worry about and we wonder why politics is being discredited. Another person saying, you'll see them when the TV news cameras are there, but you won't see them when there's a crucial vote happening. So look, there really was, and that's a lot of journalists, by the way, and political commentators, but the public as well at large were talking about the same thing. Alexis Corbière saying this illustrates the decomposition of the Fifth Republic. In other words, there's something seriously wrong if, for a crucial vote, 3/4 of MPs aren't turning up. Now, it's because they didn't turn up because it is so controversial. The Justice Minister stood down last week because
Christiane Taubira, yeah.
She so disagrees with this constitutional reform, which a lot of the political left disagrees with. François Hollande taking a very strong stand, his Prime Minister taking a very strong stand against terror and these measures seen as being necessary to combat terror. In any case, Edward Snowden tweeted about it in French from Moscow.
That's the man himself. That's it.
He tweeted on it today, and you can see there below he replied to a tweet from Luc Brunner of Le Monde, he was commenting. You see it underlined in red. The 441 absent MPs. He said, "Abandoning a free society out of fear of terrorism is the only means of allowing it to win." So that's his line. It's not surprising that he would say that, but the fact that he chimed in and added his voice to all of it shows the extent to which it is gaining a lot of criticism, Mark.
Of course, French people surveyed by Sciences Po, one of the big schools here in Paris, 80% of them don't trust politicians. It's because of the likes of that, non-attendance, not being there when they should be there, that kind of thing, which chips away at people's belief in their public service.
And I think a lot of politicians as well around for decades, and there's a desire amongst French society for sort of a fresh, I suppose, what would you say, fresh faces, new politicians, renewal. A
new wave, maybe.
New wave, renewal, as opposed to politicians who've been around for decades and keep coming back, sort of ping-pong between the left and the right.
Get rid of a lot of them, some people might say. Now then, staying with French politics, speculation of a cabinet reshuffle.
Yes.
Is this going to excite anybody?
It might, depending on who goes, who stays, who's reshuffled. It's being strongly suspected that this will happen. This tweet from a journalist in Canal Plus puts it well. Hold on a minute. Manuel Valls cancelling a trip to Germany on Friday. François Hollande cancelling his plans for Thursday. This smells of cabinet reshuffle. Now, who could go? Now, the big speculation today was around rumours. Le Parisien had this rumour that the Prime Minister might go.
I thought Valls was the most popular politician in France.
Now, the speculation here is that if there are primaries on the left and Manuel Valls might indeed oppose François Hollande for the left-wing candidacy, even though traditionally the president goes for re-election if it's the end of his first term. But because his ratings are quite low, some say that maybe Manuel Valls actually is going to oppose François Hollande, in which case François Hollande might eject him from the government, or from the head of his own government, if you like.
If he cuts off the head, will 9 more grow in its place? That's the question.
This is it. In any case, there was loads of speculation across the French media today. Ségolène Royal hotly tipped as well to take over at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Laurent Fabius is almost certain to resign to take over at the head of the Constitutional Council. So later this week, there will be a lot, I suspect, of news around that. It's almost certain to happen.
James Creedon with Media Watch, with a French political feel. Thank
Indeed.
you very much indeed.
Thanks Mark.